Want to speak real Arabic from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ArabicPod101.com.
Assalamu alaikum. Hello. Assalamu alaikum. Hello. So this is the most basic greeting we have in Arabic. So if you enter anywhere, please say Assalamu alaikum. Sabah al khair. Good morning. Sabah al khair. Good morning. And this is so easy. When you see someone in the morning, just tell them Sabah al khair. It sounds cool. يعمل. To do. يعمل. To do. For example, you can say أنا على طول بعمل الواجب في ميعاده. I always do my homework on time. That's a lie. يقول. To say. يقول. To say. For example, you can say أحمد دايما بيقول الحق. Ahmed always says the truth. يشرح. To explain. يشرح. To explain. For example, you can say اديني فرصة أشرح موقفي. اديني فرصة أشرح موقفي. Give me a chance to explain my situation. سلحفة. Turtle. سلحفة. Turtle. And sometimes people mix it with سحلفة. أنا زمان كنت بربي سلحفة. Did I say it right? Yeah. I used to take care of a turtle. امتحان. Exam. امتحان. An exam. عندي امتحان بكرة. Tomorrow I have an exam. احتلال. Occupation. احتلال. Occupation. نهاية الاحتلال البريطاني في مصر كان سنة 1956. Termination of the British occupation in Egypt was 1956. ربيع. Spring. ربيع. Spring. بيتميز الربيع في مصر بأنه مليان عواصف رملية. Spring in Egypt is known to have lots of sandstorms. Maybe ربيع is difficult because of the so say ربيع. فاشل. A failure. فاشل. A failure. هو طالب فاشل. He's a failure. He failed as a student. He failed as a son. And he's failing as a husband as well. شكراً. Thank you. شكراً, which means thank you. شكراً على الهدية. Thank you for the present. عفواً. You're welcome. عفواً. You're welcome. So from the beginning, شكراً على الهدية. Thank you for the present. And you reply, عفواً. You're welcome. نعم. Yes. نعم, which means yes. So for example, you can say, هل تريد قهوة? Do you want coffee? And you reply with نعم. Yes. And you can also add من فضلك. من فضلك, please. لا. No. The opposite of it, لا. لا, which means no. So one more. هل تريد قهوة? Do you want coffee? No. لا. And you can say شكراً. Thank you. الغطس. Diving. الغطس. Diving. يلا نروح نغطس في شرم الشيخ. Let's go diving in Sharm. عذراً. Excuse me. عذراً, which means excuse me. So for example, you can say عذراً علي الذهاب. عذراً علي الذهاب, which means excuse me, I have to go. أنا آسف. I am sorry. أنا آسف, which means I'm sorry. For example, you can say أنا آسف على التأخير. I'm sorry I am late. يخرج. To go out. يخرج. To go out. بحب أخرج أتمشى في الجنينة, which means I like to go out for a walk in the park.
Calendar.
تقويم. تقويم.
Car.
سيارة. سيارة.
banana,
موز. موز.
Bandage.
ضماد. ضماد.
barley,
شعير. شعير.
basement,
سرداب سرداب
bathe,
استحمم استحمم
bathroom,
حمام حمام
Be late.
تأخر تأخر
beard,
لحية لحية
beautiful,
جميل جميل
bed, سرير سرير
Want to speak real Arabic from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ArabicPod101.com.
ازيك? How are you? First, we have to understand how to understand the word how are you. So how are you in Arabic is, how are you in Egyptian Arabic is ازيك for a male and ازيك for a female. So when you meet up with a friend, then they will most likely start with hi ازيك or hi ازيك if you're a female. وانت and you, to ask the person in front of you how they are after they've asked you how you are, you will say وانت for a male and وانتي for a female, and you. And then you can also expand on it and say وانت وانتي أخباركم إيه الفترة الأخيرة? How have you been doing recently? Or instead you can say عامل إيه? عامل إيه? How have you been doing? You will answer how you are, and then you will say وانت عامل إيه؟ إيه أخبارك? How are you? What's your news? أنا بخير. I'm fine. So how to answer how are you? So when someone asks you إزيك or إزيك, you have several ways to answer. For example, one would be أنا بخير. أنا بخير. I'm fine. One more phrase you can use is أنا كويس for a male and أنا كويسة for a female. It also means I'm fine, and it's probably the most used one. أنا كويسة. أنا كويس. You can also say تمام الحمد لله. تمام الحمد لله. I'm good, thank God. So if you want to say that you're good, you have three ways to say it. أنا بخير. أنا كويس. أنا كويسة. تمام الحمد لله. مش وحش. I'm not bad. Or if you don't feel so well, it's not so good, it's not so bad, you can say مش وحش. I'm not bad. You can say مش بطال. مش بطال. It also means it's not so bad. I'm not so bad. أنا بخير برضو. I'm fine too. For the other person, if you ask them وانت and you, how are you? إزيك? They probably might answer you أنا كمان كويس. أنا كمان كويس. I'm also okay. I'm also good. Or they can say أنا بخير برضو. أنا بخير برضو. I'm fine too. Or they can say كله كويس. All is good. That's just like the German phrase. نعسان. I'm sleepy. If you want to say that you're sleepy, you can say أنا نعسان. That means I'm sleepy. You can say عايزة أنام. It means I want to have a nap or I want to sleep. وحش. I'm feeling bad. If you really don't feel good, maybe you want to say I'm feeling bad, so you might say وحش. وحش. I'm not that good. I'm quite bad. You can say الحالة صعبة. الحالة صعبة. It has been tough. It literally like says the condition is hard. Or you can say تعبان قوي الفترة الأخيرة. It means recently I'm very tired. I'm exhausted. Oh yeah, I think that's it. Like if you want to say that you're feeling bad. ماشي الحال. I'm okay. If you're not so good and you're not so bad and you're just okay, you can say ماشي الحال. ماشي الحال. الحال means condition, and ماشي it means it's going smoothly, I think. It means like I'm okay. I'm doing more or less okay. ماشي الحال. زي الفل. I am great. If you're feeling great, and I hope you do, you can say زي الفل. زي الفل. I'm great. I think full is one type of jasmine flower. So in our imagination or our head, like jasmine is quite white and it smells good. So if your heart is white and you don't have to smell good, but if your heart is good, you don't have any problems, it's white, and you feel refreshed, you can say زي الفل, just like Jasmine. I'm great, just like Jasmine. You can say ممتاز, excellent, I'm excellent. It also means I'm great. شكرا لسؤالك. Thank you for asking. And in the end of all this, you can thank the person for asking you how are you, and you can say شكرا على سؤالك. Thank you for asking. You can also say ربنا يخليك. Literally, it means may God prolong your life or something like that. It's quite nice to add it in the end. Recently, Egyptian girls, including me, don't really use the word thank you, like shukran in Arabic, and instead we use merci, which is quite cute. أنت وسيم, you're handsome. أنت جميلة, you're beautiful. أنت وسيم, you're handsome. And for a girl, you can say أنت جميلة, you're beautiful. So أنت وسيم for a guy, for a male, and أنت جميلة for a female. أنت ذكي, you're smart. أنت ذكي, you're smart. And for a girl, you can say أنت ذكية. أنت صديق حقيقي, you're a true friend. أنت صديق حقيقي, you're a true friend. أنت جميل من برا وأجمل من جوا. Your inside is even more beautiful than your outside. أنت جميل من برا وأجمل من جوا. Your inside is more beautiful than your outside. السيرة الذاتية بتاعتك حلوة قوي. Your resume is very good. السيرة الذاتية بتاعتك حلوة قوي. Your resume is very good. هي لغة جميلة. It's a beautiful language. The first reason you will want to learn Arabic because هي لغة جميلة. It's a beautiful language. Arabic is very beautiful. It has beautiful calligraphy. It has beautiful poetry, beautiful literature. So definitely it's a beautiful language and you should invest more time into learning it. عشان أعمل شات مع صحابي المصريين. To chat with my Egyptian friends. عشان أعمل شات مع صحابي المصريين. To chat with my Egyptian friends. For example, you can say عايزة أتعلم عربي عشان أعمل شات مع صحابي المصريين. I want to learn Arabic to chat with my Egyptian friends. Egyptians are so friendly, they're so nice, but in the social media they usually use Franco Arabic, which basically is the English alphabets mixed with letters. So if you want to learn Arabic specifically to chat with your friends, probably you should learn the Franco way of writing Arabic, which is probably a way more easier than learning Arabic in the Arabic alphabets, in the Arabic script. عشان أترجم, to do translations. عشان أترجم, to do translation. For example, you can say عايزة أتعلم عربي عشان أترجم. I want to learn Arabic to do translation. So usually in the Arabic world, and especially in Egypt, people really like watching movies subtitled, not dubbed. So for example, Korean movies, Indian movies, and of course Hollywood movies, they're all on TV subtitled. Usually Egyptians really like listening to the actor, like their senses and their voices in the original form, not like dubbing kind of form. So you should always keep this in mind. عشان أشوف الأفلام من غير ترجمة. To watch movies without subtitles. The next one is عشان أشوف الأفلام من غير ترجمة. To watch movies without subtitles. So for example, you can say عايزة أتعلم عربي علشان أشوف أفلام من غير ترجمة. I want to learn Arabic to watch movies without subtitles. Watching with subtitles is very important because you can see all the words you can hear. You can also see how to write it. You can see the letters. However, if you really want to improve your listening skills, you really need to start watching movies without subtitles. My personal favorite movie is Fluency العظيم. Basically, it means the great beans of China. It's a movie by Mohammed Hinidi. He's a very famous actor in Egypt, probably all over the Middle East as well. In this movie, this actor, Mohammed Hinidi, he comes from a gangster mafia, Egyptian mafia family, but he doesn't like this lifestyle. So his family sends him to China to enter a cooking competition. However, the mafia in China knows about him and knows about his family and all his mafia connections, and they want him to do some mafia work, some mafia job in China, where he refuses and he doesn't want to get involved in that as well. It's an action movie, but it's also very funny. It's a comedy movie more than an action. So that's my personal recommendation. You totally should watch this movie without subtitles. عشان أعيش في مصر. To live in Egypt. عشان أعيش في مصر. To live in Egypt. For example, عايزة أتعلم عربي عشان أعيش في مصر. I want to learn Arabic to live in Egypt. Egypt might not be the most organized or systematic country in the world. However, it's very unique. It has not only unique culture, not only beautiful places to visit or do sightseeings, but also the people, the locals. They're so friendly, they're so helpful, and they're so open to other cultures. So if you value human interaction, you should definitely go to Egypt. You should try to learn Arabic to be able to communicate with people and make friends. It's gonna be super easy. You just need to learn a few words and phrases from maybe ArabicPod101.com. أنت غلطان. You're wrong. أنت غلطان. You're wrong. أنت غلطان مش كده. You're wrong. It was not like that. مش كده also could mean improbable or inappropriate. So you say مش كده. مش كده. This is inappropriate. ممكن. Maybe. ممكن. Maybe. You can say ممكن متهيألي كده. Maybe I guess so. أنا مش موافق. I don't agree. أنا مش موافقة. I don't agree. Or أنا مش موافقة معاك. أنا مش موافقة معاك. I don't agree with you. موافق. I agree. موافقة. I agree. You can say تمام موافقة. Yes, indeed, I agree. Or أيوة موافقة. أيوة موافقة. Yes, I agree. Most of them are in the female form. For guys, they would say موافق. أيوة موافق. صح. That's true. صح. That's true. And the opposite is غلط. غلط. It's wrong. So you can say أيوة صح. تمام صح. Yes, it's right. Yes, it's true. For example, if someone says it's going to rain today, شكلها هتمطر النهاردة. It looks like it's going to rain today. And you're not so sure, so you can say متهيألي كده. It means I guess so. Or you can say ممكن. Maybe. Or you can say لا أنت غلطان. No, you're wrong. I checked the weather forecast, for example. شفت النشرة الجوية قبل ما أنزل. Or something like that. عشان أفهم كلمات الأغاني. To understand song lyrics. عشان أفهم كلمات الأغاني. To understand song lyrics. For example, عايزة أتعلم عربي عشان أفهم كلمات الأغاني. I want to learn Arabic to understand song lyrics. Well, Egypt has lots of popular musicians and artists. For example, عمرو دياب, Muhammad Munir, Muhammad Hamai, and Tamer Hosni. For example, my favorite artist is probably Muhammad Munir. Because he is Nubian, and Nubia is a minor ethnical group in Egypt, but no one knows about them. And because of this singer, because of Muhammad Munir, he introduced their culture and he made them more popular among Egyptians. He is singing very deep songs about the culture and the traditions of local, very, very local Egyptians. Also Amr Diab. Maybe Amr Diab is the most famous Egyptian artist in globally, I think. And one of his songs, Habibi ya Noor al-Ain, was one of my very first words. عايش بقالي سنين ولا غيرك في بالي. حبيبي 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 يا نور العين. حبيبي حبيبي. Anyway. عشان أتصاحب على ناس جداد. To make new friends. عشان أتصاحب على ناس جداد. To make new friends. For example, عايزة أتعلم عربي عشان أتصاحب على ناس جداد. I want to learn Arabic to make new friends. Egyptians or Arabs in general, they're so friendly, they're so nice. They will be your friends in no time. They will be very friendly and very open to help you and talk to you, communicate with you. So maybe you should put some effort, maybe, into learning some of their favorite phrases or some of the words they can quickly relate to, and try to be friends with them as quickly as possible. All my foreign friends know يلا and حبيبي. يلا حبيبي. عشان أعمل business مع شركات مصرية. To do business with Egyptian companies. عشان أعمل business مع شركات مصرية. To do business with Egyptian companies. For example, you can say عايزة أتعلم عربي عشان أعمل business مع شركات مصرية. I want to learn Arabic to do business with Egyptian companies. It's very normal and colloquial to use English words within your Arabic sentence. It will make you feel less as a foreigner and more like a local. So don't be afraid to use English words in your Arabic sentences. عشان أروح أدرس في مصر. To go study in Egypt. عشان أروح أدرس في مصر. To go study in Egypt. For example, you can say عايز أتعلم عربي عشان أروح أدرس في مصر. I want to learn Arabic to go study in Egypt. Egypt has several well-known universities, Cairo University, American Cairo University, and Ain Shams University. And each of these universities has a department made especially for foreigners who want to learn not only the Arabic linguistics, not only the language, but also the culture, the Egyptian culture or the Islamic culture, the Middle Eastern culture, and everything else. So definitely you should learn more Arabic if you want to go and continue your study in Egypt. عشان أتعرف على الثقافة المصرية. To understand the Egyptian culture. عشان أتعرف على الثقافة المصرية. To understand the Egyptian culture. عايزة أتعلم عربي عشان أتعرف على الثقافة المصرية. I want to learn Arabic to understand the Egyptian culture. The Egyptian culture is huge. It's full of various civilizations. If you're interested in the ancient Egyptian cultures with the pharaohs and the history of the pyramids, if you're interested in the Islamic Egyptian culture, the Ottoman Empire culture in Egypt, there are lots of interests you can get from the Egyptian culture. So definitely, if you want to get to know more about this unique culture, you should learn Arabic.
Want to speak real Arabic from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at ArabicPod101.com.
أقدر أحفظ حوالي 50 كلمة عربي جديدة في اليوم. I can memorize around 50 new Arabic words a day. The first phrase is أقدر أحفظ حوالي 50 كلمة عربي جديدة في اليوم. I can memorize around 50 new Arabic words a day. أقدر أحفظ حوالي 50 كلمة. It's too long. Even I cannot memorize it. That sounds tough. Good luck. أقدر أتابع أفلام عربي من غير ترجمة. I can watch Arabic movies without subtitles. The next one is أقدر أتابع أفلام عربي من غير ترجمة. I can watch Arabic movies without subtitles. I think it's amazing to watch Arabic movies without subtitles because, as you all know, Arabic has a standard Arabic and dialect Arabic, and they're so different. So usually all movies are made in the dialect. So if you can listen to the dialect and understand so well without the subtitles, that means that you're very, very good at Arabic. Yeah. أنا بتعلم عربي لوحدي. I'm learning Arabic all by myself. أنا بتعلم عربي لوحدي. I'm learning Arabic all by myself. And this is amazing because Arabic is very difficult. So if you decide to learn it all by yourself, then you're a very smart person. All by myself. أنا فهمت كل اللي أنت قلته. I completely understood everything you said. أنا فهمت كل اللي أنت قلته. I completely understood everything you said. If you can understand native speakers without missing anything out, then you're doing a great job, I suppose. أنا أخدت سنة واحدة بس لغاية ما بقيت بتكلم بطلاقة. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. أنا أخدت سنة واحدة بس لغاية ما بقيت أتكلم بطلاقة. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. And this is amazing, and you can only achieve that by having lots of Egyptian friends you can speak with every day. So you can easily learn Egyptian Arabic fluently. You can speak it fluently in only 1 year or even less. إزيك? How are you? First, we have to understand how to understand the word how are you. So how are you in Arabic is, how are you in Egyptian Arabic is إزيك for a male and إزيك for a female. So when you meet up with a friend, then they will most likely start with hi إزيك or hi إزيك if you're a female. وانت and you. To ask the person in front of you how they are after they've asked you how you are, you will say وانت for a male and وانتي for a female. And you. And then you can also expand on it and say وانت وانتي أخباركم إيه الفترة الأخيرة? How have you been doing recently? Or instead you can say عامل إيه? عامل إيه? How have you been doing? you will answer how you are, and then you will say وانت عامل ايه؟ ايه أخبارك? How are you? What's your news? أنا بخير. I'm fine. So how to answer how are you? So when someone asks you ازيك or ازيك, you have several ways to answer. For example, one would be أنا بخير. أنا بخير. I'm fine. One more phrase you can use is أنا كويس for a male and أنا كويسة for a female. It also means I'm fine, and it's probably the most used one. أنا كويسة. أنا كويس. You can also say تمام الحمد لله. تمام الحمد لله. I'm good, thank God. So if you want to say that you're good, you have 3 ways to say it. أنا بخير. أنا كويس. أنا كويسة. تمام الحمد لله. مش وحش. I'm not bad. Or if you don't feel so well, it's not so good, it's not so bad, you can say مش وحش. I'm not bad. You can say مش بطال. مش بطال. It also means it's not so bad. I'm not so bad. أنا بخير برضو. I'm fine too. For the other person, if you ask them وانت and you, how are you? ازيك? They probably might answer you أنا كمان كويس. أنا كمان كويس. I'm also okay. I'm also good. Or they can say أنا بخير برضو. أنا بخير برضو. I'm fine too. Or they can say كله كويس. All is good. That's just like the German phrase. أبو سمبل. أبو سمبل. أبو سمبل. أبو سمبل. For example, you can say رحت أبو سمبل قبل كده. رحت أبو سمبل قبل كده. Which means, have you been to Abu Simbel before? Abu Simbel is such a huge temple, and actually, fun fact, Abu Simbel temple was actually going to drown when Egypt decided to build the Aswan Dam in the 80s. In order to prevent such thing, Egypt had to remove the whole temple from its place to another place. So if you ever go to Abu Simbel again, it's actually not its original place. It has been relocated. أهرامات الجيزة. Giza pyramids. أهرامات الجيزة. Giza pyramids. For example, you can say أنا اتصورت جنب أهرامات الجيزة. أنا اتصورت جنب أهرامات الجيزة. I took a picture next to the pyramids of Giza. And I have never taken a picture next to the pyramids of Giza because I've never been there. Actually, I live like half an hour away from it. I can see it from everywhere, so I've never felt the need to go and like see it from up close, but I will one day. Like, I have to. المتحف المصري. Egyptian Museum. The next one is, like, I've spent lots of time there. المتحف المصري. The Egyptian Museum. المتحف المصري في ميدان التحرير. المتحف المصري في ميدان التحرير. The Egyptian Museum is located in Tahrir Square. جامع محمد علي. محمد علي Mosque. جامع محمد علي. Muhammad Ali's mosque. And it's one of the most beautiful mosques in the whole world. جامع محمد علي في قلعة صلاح الدين. جامع محمد علي في قلعة صلاح الدين. Muhammad Ali's mosque is located in Salah ad-Din's citadel. In front of it, there is a huge park called Al-Azhar Park. It's also built on the Islamic theme, and from the park you can see both the citadel and the mosque, and it's like utterly beautiful, especially at night. سوق خان الخليلي. خان الخليلي market. خان الخليلي. I bought this from خان الخليلي. This. سوق خان الخليلي. خان الخليلي market. For example, you can say هشتري هدايا تذكارية من سوق خان الخليلي. هشتري هدايا تذكارية من سوق خان الخليلي. I'll buy souvenirs from خان الخليلي market. And in خان الخليلي, you can buy oriental souvenirs as well as statues and t-shirts and so on. Or you can buy like really beautiful, what do you call, like jewelry. You can really buy beautiful jewelry for a very, it's not so expensive. بتتكلم إنجليزي? Do you speak English? بتتكلم إنجليزي؟ بتتكلم إنجليزي؟ Do you speak English? Also you can ask بتعرف إنجليزي؟ بتعرف إنجليزي? Do you know English? If you're in Egypt, probably you might also want to ask if someone knows French. بتتكلم فرنساوي؟ بتتكلم فرنساوي؟ Do you speak French? Or بتعرف فرنساوي؟ بتعرف فرنساوي? Do you know French? But if you can say this in Arabic, probably you don't need anyone who speaks English or French. في أتوبيس من المطار لوسط البلد. Is there a bus from the airport to downtown? As soon as you get off the airport, you might want to know how to go to downtown. So maybe you would want to ask في أتوبيس من المطار لوسط البلد. في أتوبيس من المطار لوسط البلد. Is there a bus from the airport to downtown? Or you can also ask في مترو من المطار لوسط البلد. في مترو من المطار لوسط البلد. Is there a metro from the airport to downtown? Actually, in Egypt in 2023, I think, there will be a metro available from the airport to downtown. الواي-فاي ببلاش. Is the Wi-Fi free? الواي-فاي ببلاش. الواي-فاي ببلاش. Is the Wi-Fi free? Or you can ask ممكن واي-فاي. ممكن واي-فاي. Can I have a Wi-Fi? في أوض فاضية النهاردة. Do you have any vacancies tonight? Once you arrive in a hotel, you might want to ask them if they have any rooms available. So you would want to use this phrase. في أوض فاضية النهاردة. في أوض فاضية النهاردة. Do you have any vacancies today? Or في أوض فاضية لليدي. في أوض فاضية لليدي. Do you have any vacancies for tonight? ممكن أتنقل أوضة تانية. Could I move to a different room? And maybe you would go to one room and you don't like it very much. Maybe it's smelly or dirty or you have annoying neighbors. And if you want to move to another room, you would want to use this phrase. ممكن أنتقل أوضة تانية. Could I move to a different room? Laptop. Laptop. Oh no, that's not a gift idea. That's too much. Laptop. Seriously, do someone like buy someone else like actually like a gift, like laptop gift? This is like I get like what do you call it, like burnt for this, like on in the comments, like what, like what are you talking about? Laptop? Are you serious? What do you call laptop in Arabic? Oh, or like in Arabic we simply call it lab. Your Egyptian friends might call it just lab, so you can either call it laptop or lab. For example, you can say اللابتوب بتاعي باظ. My laptop is broken. So like it's broken, please buy me a new one, kind of thing. The next one is برفان. برفان, which means perfume. For example, you can say البرفان ده ريحته حلوة قوي. That means this perfume smells amazing. The next word is كتاب. كتاب. book. هجيب له كتاب في هدية عيد ميلاده. هجيب له كتاب في هدية عيد ميلاده. Which means I'll buy him a book for his birthday. Oh, okay. The next word is عجلة. عجلة, which means bike. For example, you can say اشتريت عجلة جديدة. اشتريت عجلة جديدة, which means I bought a new bike. Some Egyptians might call it بسكليتة. بسكليتة. It also means a bicycle or bike. بسكليتة. The next word is camera. Camera, which means camera. Oh, buy a camera, of course. Like, oh, I'll just casually buy a camera for my friend's birthday. Nothing much. Like, I cannot even buy a camera like for myself.
Disposable camera.
Maybe like even like the Polaroid camera is so expensive.
Yeah.
But then you have to buy like a film for it as well. Like, and it like requires maintenance because you have to like for each 10 pictures you have to pay. Oh, it's too much money. For example, you can say نسيت الكاميرا في البيت. نسيت الكاميرا في البيت. Which means I forgot the camera at home. There are some like Egyptians who say like camera. No, what do you say? الكاميرا. Yeah, الكاميرا. That's so funny. Anyway, the next one is معبد الأقصر. الأقصر temple. معبد الأقصر. الأقصر temple. For example, لما كنت في الأقصر زرت معبد الأقصر. لما كنت في الأقصر زرت معبد الأقصر. When I was in الأقصر, I visited the الأقصر temple. I've never been there, but they say it's beautiful. معبد الكرنك. كرنك temple. معبد الكرنك. كرنك temple. For example, النهاردة هنروح معبد الكرنك. النهاردة هنروح معبد الكرنك. Today we will visit the Karnak temple. مكتبة الإسكندرية. Bibliotheca Alexandria. مكتبة الإسكندرية. Bibliotheca Alexandria. For example, you can say مكتبة الإسكندرية رائعة. مكتبة الإسكندرية رائعة. Bibliotheca Alexandria is amazing. واحد سيوة. سيوة oasis. واحد سيوة. سيوة oasis. For example, واحد سيوة فيها أنقى مياه جوفية. واحد سيوة فيها أنقى مياه جوفية. سيوة oasis has the purest underground water. الغردقة. هرغادا. Oh, I've been there. الغردقة. الغردقة. هرغادا. الغردقة جواها حلو قوي في الشتاء. الغردقة جواها حلو قوي في الشتاء. Hurghada's weather is amazing in the winter. Like it's really warm. Like in February or something, you can still go swimming and like it's really good. Waiter, waiter. The first word is waiter, waiter. And in Egypt, sometimes we call it garçon or الصبي. الصبي. الصبي means the boy. For example, you can say هقول للويتر يجيب منديل. هقول للويتر يجيب منديل. I'll ask the waiter to get some napkins. سلطة, salad, سلطة, سلطة, salad. عايز سلطة, عايز سلطة. And usually, like, you know, when everything is chaotic, like when everything is so confusing and you don't know what's going on, you say like, إيه السلطة دي? إيه السلطة دي? What kind of salad is that? Like everything is so messed up and you don't know what's going on. Just like a salad. Menu, 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 menu. For example, you can say ممكن المنيو? ممكن المنيو? Can I have the menu? يطلب, to order. يطلب, يطلب, to order. هنطلب دلوقتي. هنطلب دلوقتي. We will order now. The next one is مية, water. مية, مية, water. For example, ممكن مية لو سمحت? ممكن مية لو سمحت? May I have some water please? الحلو, dessert. الحلو, الحلو, dessert. For example, menu الحلو لو سمحت. menu الحلو لو سمحت. The dessert menu please. Chef, 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 which means chef. For example, الشيف بتاع الفندق ده ممتاز. الشيف بتاع الفندق ده ممتاز. This hotel's chef is excellent. وجبات سريعة, fast food. وجبات سريعة, وجبات سريعة, fast food. For example, مش بحب الوجبات السريعة. مش بحب الوجبات السريعة. I don't like fast food. مطعم, restaurant. مطعم, مطعم, restaurant. For example, جربت المطعم ده قبل كده؟ جربت المطعم ده قبل كده؟ Did you try this restaurant before? فاتورة, bill. فاتورة, فاتورة, bill. For example, you can say عايز الفاتورة لو سمحت. عايز الفاتورة لو سمحت. I want the bill please. Sometimes in Egypt you can see or do this gesture to refer to the bill as well that you wanted. من فضلك اتصل بالبوليس. Call the police please. The first phrase we have من فضلك اتصل بالبوليس. من فضلك اتصل بالبوليس. Call the police please. You can also say من فضلك اتصل بالنجدة. نجدة, which is the colloquial way of saying the police. نجدة. So in Egypt for police you can call 122 122, or for the tourist police if you're a foreigner you can call 126 126. عندك حرارة? Do you have a fever? عندك حرارة? عندك حرارة? Do you have a fever? You can also hear عندك سخونية? عندك سخونية? Do you have a fever? Usually the foreigners are not used to the heat in Egypt. It's very sunny, so they get a sunstroke. So don't forget to always apply a thick layer of sunscreen, hat, sunglasses is a must. Always have a parasol with you, because if you get a sunstroke, it's very difficult to recover. You're gonna be sick for at least 1 week. So please take care of yourself and try not to have a fever. مش لاقي الباسبور بتاعي. I cannot find my passport. The next one is مش لاقي الباسبور بتاعي. مش لاقي الباسبور بتاعي. I cannot find my passport. We use the word passport for a passport, and if you really want the Arabic translation, it's جواز السفر. جواز السفر. جواز means permit and سفر means to travel, so it's a travel permit. So you can say مش لاقي جواز السفر or جواز السفر ضاع. غالباً أكلت حاجة مش كويسة. I think I ate something bad. غالباً أكلت حاجة مش كويسة. غالباً أكلت حاجة مش كويسة. I think I ate something bad. That's when you're feeling like your stomach is upset, you're vomiting, or you have a fever, you have a stomachache. You can say أنا حاسس, I feel like إني أكلت حاجة مش كويسة. أنا حاسس إني أكلت حاجة مش كويسة. I feel like I've eaten something bad. Usually Egyptian food is full of fat, it's full of butter, So if you're not used to it, maybe the first few days you will have a stomach ache or your stomach will be a little upset. So you can use this sentence to express that you have a problem to the pharmacy or to a doctor. حاسس إني أكلت حاجة مش كويسة. أنا محتاج دكتور. I need a doctor. The next one is أنا محتاج دكتور. أنا محتاج دكتور. I need a doctor. You can also say محتاج أروح المستشفى. محتاج أروح المستشفى. I need to go to the hospital. Or اطلب لي الإسعاف. اطلب لي الإسعاف. Can you call an ambulance for me? اطلب لي الإسعاف. If you're in Cairo and you need an ambulance, please call 123. 123. أنا مش عارف طريق الرجوع للفندق. I cannot find the way back to my hotel. مش عارف طريق الرجوع للفندق. مش عارف طريق الرجوع للفندق. I cannot find my way back to the hotel. You can also say مش عارف أرجع للفندق. I cannot go back to the hotel. So if you need to stop someone to describe you the way, you can say أنا قاعد في فندق شيراتون. I'm staying at the Sheraton Hotel, for example. وأنا مش لاقي طريق الرجوع للفندق. مش لاقي طريق الرجوع للفندق. Or مش عارف أرجع للفندق. I cannot find my way back to the hotel. So ممكن تساعدني. ممكن تساعدني. Can you help me? في صيدلية قريبة. Is there a pharmacy nearby? The next one is في صيدلية قريبة. في صيدلية قريبة. Is there a pharmacy nearby? For a foreigner, you're very lucky because if you have a stomachache or you have a headache or you feel like you're very sick, you don't really have to go to the doctor or like you don't really have to reserve an appointment in Egypt because usually in every pharmacy there is a doctor there. He can give you an injection. He can prescribe you some medicine, or if you feel bad, all you have to do is to go to the nearest pharmacy and just describe what you have or how you feel, and they most likely are going to give you medicine. ممكن تساعدني? Can you help me? ممكن تساعدني? ممكن تساعدني? Can you help me? You can also say محتاج مساعدتك. I need your help. So if you're in a trouble and you can just ask some random person ممكن تساعدني؟ لو سمحت ممكن تساعدني؟ من فضلك اتصل بالمطافي. Call the fire department please. من فضلك اتصل بالمطافي. من فضلك اتصل بالمطافي. Call the fire department please. من فضلك اتصل بالمطافي. مطافي. Or اطلب المطافي. اطلب المطافي. If you need to call the firefighters in Egypt, you should call 180 180 180. مش قادر أقف. I can't stand up. مش قادر أقف. مش قادر أقف. I cannot stand up. If you feel like you're very physically sick, you can just say مش قادر أقف. Or مش قادر أقوم. I cannot get up. I cannot move my body. مش قادر أحرك جسمي. I cannot move my body. So these are all variations you can use, like if you feel physically tired. حاسس إن جسمي همدان. حاسس إن جسمي همدان. It means I feel like my body is very weak. حاسس إن جسمي همدان.
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.